No le falta, he dicho la verdad, tiene 10 derrotas, no he dicho otra cosa. Tiene 10 derrotas, 5 por knockout, 4 por sumisión, 1 por decisión, y sé que es la división más difícil que hay. Cuando él estaba peleando en 145, hasta Cub Swanson le ha metido una paliza. Ahí se tiene que acabar la conversación. Algo que no pudo conseguir en 145 libras, lo consiguió en 155, que se convirtió en campeón del mundo. No sé por qué esa división es más difícil que de la que yo vengo. O sea, no le encuentro ninguna lógica, y por eso dije también que parece que no se ha leído ni la hoja de un periódico. Así que si eso es una falta de respeto, yo no sé desde cuándo decir la verdad es una falta de respeto. Yo nunca mezclo lo personal con lo profesional, ¿verdad? No tengo ningún problema con Charles. Seguramente una vez nuestras carreras se hayan acabado, podamos estar juntos, pasar un buen rato, cenar, comer, lo que haga falta, pero esto es un deporte, ¿sabes? Dentro de un octógono.
Topuria drops bombshell. Makhachev and Oliveira are terrified of me. UFC champion exposes shocking lightweight title conspiracy. Is the UFC secretly protecting its champions from Ilia Topuria? Did the Spanish sensation just expose why the top lightweights are running scared? And what's the real reason behind the backroom deals keeping him from the title? Topuria has thrown down the gauntlet with a shocking accusation that set the MMA world on fire.
No se abre y todo a pelear contigo, quizás porque tenga algún tipo de...
¿Tiene miedo? Claro que tiene miedo, por supuesto. Si fuera tan fácil y si fuera tan enano como él dice, ya compartiría el octógono.
In a bombshell statement, Topuria declared, "Neither of them seems to dare to fight me. These are the symptoms of fear. We all know that. But it's normal. I'd be scared too." Brutal, meanwhile. Former champion Charles Oliveira desperately claims he's being sidelined despite being the rightful #1 contender. And Islam Makhachev pretends Topuria doesn't even exist.
I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot it on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your ass to sleep.
Is this the biggest case of fighter ducking in UFC history? Are the champions truly afraid of La Leyenda? Let's break down this war of words that's making the actual fights look tame by comparison. Charles Du Bronx Oliveira has made his position crystal clear. Speaking to Chael Sonnen in a recent interview, the former lightweight king didn't mince words.
Topuria falando, tentando vender a luta. Eu tô em busca de um título e eu sou o próximo desafiante, não tem como não ser isso. Então, mas tem muita coisa acontecendo. Diz que o Makhachev vai subir de categoria, outros falam que não. Então, eu tô em busca de um título, é isso que eu tô focado nisso. Eu tô focado para fazer a luta no Fight Week contra o Max Holloway. Contra o Max Holloway, contra o campeão, né? Que na realidade eu tinha falado muito isso de fazer a luta contra o Max Holloway, mas né, o Makhachev falou muito de fazer a luta.
I have already passed all these on the UFC. There are a lot of rumors all over around, but at the end of the day, they're going to decide what they want to do, right? The right thing to do is Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev because I'm #1. I'm just waiting for the call. Just let me know the date and the time and I'll be ready. Oliveira's path back to the title has been anything but smooth. After losing his belt to Makhachev at UFC 280, he was scheduled for a rematch at UFC 294, only to suffer a nasty cut that forced him out. Alexander Volkanovski stepped in on short notice, and Oliveira's title hopes were delayed again. Then came the crucial title eliminator at UFC 300 against Arman Tsarukyan. Oliveira came up short and suffered injuries to his knee and ligaments. Most recently, he returned to face Michael Chandler at UFC 309, but despite the win, the UFC seems hesitant to grant him another title shot without stringing together more victories. Now enter Ilia La Leyenda Topuria. Yes, that's right, he's rebranded himself from El Matador to The Legend. The undefeated featherweight champion shocked the MMA world when he vacated his 145-pound title to move up to lightweight. But why would a champion willingly give up his belt? According to Topuria, it wasn't just about the difficult weight cut. It was because of a promise from the UFC that has Charles Oliveira seeing red. The UFC promised me I'd fight for the belt. That's why I vacated it. And they've always kept their promise.
Charles, te quiero preguntar, ¿crees que Ilia Topuria, después de dejar su título, su cinturón vacante, se merece ir directamente a por el título de Islam Makhachev?
Creio que o Ilia é cara duríssimo, merece todo o respeito no mundo. Conheci agora em evento que teve, é cara que tem um coração muito gigante, pero não acho que quando sai de uma categoria você merece lutar direto pela outra, pelo título. Pero tem muitos caras que estão peleando em busca desse título, então cara chegar e furar fila é muito complicado, mas creio que ele fazendo uma grande luta numa categoria muito difícil como dos pesos leve, com certeza merece a oportunidade.
That's Topuria speaking at an event in Spain, essentially claiming he has a guaranteed title shot against Makhachev, leapfrogging every contender in what many consider the UFC's most stacked division. And Topuria didn't stop there. At a press conference following WOW 17 in Madrid, he turned up the heat on Oliveira. "I haven't dissed Charles, I've told the truth. He has 10 losses. He says lightweight is the toughest division there is." When he was fighting at 145 pounds, Cub Swanson beat him up.
I think there's another fight they were talking about.
I think he should take one fight against anybody. It could be Arman, just to prove that, hey, I'm here. He wins one fight, then he could fight Islam. I think that's how it should be.
Ouch. Bringing up Oliveira's 2012 knockout loss to Swanson is a deep cut that Topuria knows will get under the Brazilian's skin. It's a reference to before Oliveira's incredible career resurgence, when many labeled him a quitter due to several disappointing losses. The psychological warfare has reached new heights, with Topuria openly accusing both Makhachev and Oliveira of being afraid to face him. "All my training is focused on Islam or Charles, because I don't see any other opponents. Neither of them seems to dare to fight me. These are the symptoms of fear. We all know that, but it's normal. I'd be scared too. Remember, this is a fighter who has just moved up a weight class, yet he's speaking with the confidence of someone who's already conquered the division. And perhaps he has reason to be confident after back-to-back knockout victories over Alexander Volkanovski and Max Holloway, two of the greatest featherweights of all time."
Charles Oliveira, a guy that has been dominating people. But when you talk, when your team talks, they all talk as if you're going to dominate this dude.
Brother, I have to give him respect. This guy have good skills, but all his opponent, they scared to go with him to ground, you know. That's why he pressure all his opponent. But if he try to push me, I'm gonna take him down. All these guys, they almost knock him out, but scared to, you know, show him like ground and pound. That's why he feel comfortable, but I'm gonna change everything.
But Charles Oliveira isn't buying it. The record holder for most finishes in UFC history has made it clear he has no interest in fighting Topuria. Instead, he wants his rubber match with Makhachev, feeling that as the #1 ranked contender, he deserves another shot at the title. And what about the champion in all this? Islam Makhachev has remained relatively quiet while these two contenders battle it out in the media. Reports suggest he's more interested in facing Justin Gaethje than either Oliveira or Topuria.
One guy that keeps talking about you also is Ilia Topuria. Do you have a message for him? He really wants to fight you next year.
No, man. I'm tired to give chance the small guys, you know. I need my second belt, you know. It's nothing excited. He's a good fighter. He's a good skills fighter, but I don't want to give him chance, you know. I need second.
This silent treatment has only fueled Topuria's accusations that Makhachev is avoiding him. But is this actually strategic from the champion? By letting potential challengers fight amongst themselves, he controls the narrative while preparing for whoever the UFC ultimately decides is next. We've seen champions do this before, letting contenders tear each other down while they remain above the fray. It's a power move that underscores Makhachev's position as the king of the division.
Potentially fighting Islam Makhachev.
I'm the best fighter in the world, so I know that I can do with him whatever I want to do because I'm much better than him.
There's a tweet from Ilia Topuria that he can go up the weight and he can beat you with no problem. There's all these opponents, they all say they want to finish me in the first or second round. I already said, you make 155, you can get into the cage. And then
So where does this three-way standoff leave the lightweight division? There are several potential scenarios. The UFC honors its alleged promise to Topuria and grants him an immediate title shot against Makhachev. Oliveira gets his trilogy fight with Makhachev based on his ranking and status as a former champion. Makhachev faces Gaethje as rumored. leaving Oliveira and Topuria to potentially face each other. The UFC forces Topuria to prove himself at lightweight before getting a title shot.
Topuria has felt like he's done all that he can in that division, and he feels like he's cemented his legacy, and his body cannot make the weight anymore, so Topuria will be moving up to 155 pounds and will be vacating the featherweight title.
Whatever happens, this situation highlights the complex politics that often determine who gets title opportunities in the UFC. It's not always about who deserves it most on paper. Star power, timing, and behind-the-scenes negotiations all play crucial roles. The lightweight division continues to be the UFC's most dramatic weight class. From Conor McGregor's reign, to Khabib Nurmagomedov's dominance, to Oliveira's incredible resurgence, and now Makhachev's era, the 155-pound title has never lacked storylines.
I have so many things against Islam that he's gonna have some hard time with me, and something he knows and we all know is that the only thing I need it's one punch, and you know for sure that I'm gonna connect that one punch, because I don't throw my punches like a crazy, you know.
With Topuria entering the mix, we've added another compelling character to this ongoing saga. His confidence borders on arrogance, but his skills in the octagon have backed up his talk so far. Will his success translate to the lightweight division, or has he bitten off more than he can chew?
Why did you start learning English?
Por que você começou a aprender inglês? Oh, you don't need me for that one.
Eu tô tentando aprender inglês, é difícil, mas eu tenho que tentar aprender, eu tenho que falar, sabe? É completamente, é difícil, mas é mais fácil para você se comunicar, mais fácil para você entender. Eu sou muito próximo do meu público, sou muito próximo do meu fã, então às vezes eu tenho que ficar usando o Google Tradutor, às vezes eu escrevo, né, a equipe fala tá errado, o Google Tradutor errou, então eu tenho que aprender, eu vou aprender, devagarzinho eu aprendo.
I gotta learn. Slowly but surely, I gotta learn. It's difficult because it's a lot of steps to do that, but it's so important to actually connect with people, to be able to kind of, go navigate through life. And I'm so close to my fans, so it'd be bringing me even closer. I'm always using Google Translate, or I'm talking to the team, kind of says, oh, this is incorrect. Listen, slowly but surely, but I'm learning.
As for Charles Oliveira, he's overcome adversity throughout his entire career. Written off multiple times, he always finds a way to climb back to the top. Will this be another chapter in his redemption story, or has his time as a title contender finally passed? And Islam Makhachev continues to solidify himself as a calculated champion who makes moves on his own terms. The student of Khabib appears to be learning not just fighting techniques from his mentor, but also how to manage his career with precision. One thing's for certain: the drama outside the cage is building to what should be explosive confrontations inside it. Who do you think deserves the next title shot? Let us know in the comments below. This has been MMA Breakdown. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more UFC coverage, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our analysis of the biggest stories in mixed martial arts. Until next time, keep fighting